Alright guys, here's video number 1 of 3. We're going to be writing equations of lines like y equals mx plus b. We're going to be talking about point slope form. We're going to be graphing lines, right? So in order to do any of that stuff, and really in order to do any like upper level math things, you have to have a really solid understanding of this word right here, slope. And the formula for slope is m equals change in y over change in x. And if you're ever trying to find the change of something, what you're going to be doing is subtracting them. So you're going to take your two y coordinates and subtract them, and divide it by your two x coordinates and subtract them. A lot of people say that it's rise over run. Right, so let's dig in a little bit. There's 4 types of slopes, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. So first type of slope, in America we read from left to right. I wonder if slope's different in other countries, like they read from top to bottom or right to left. But if we read from left to right here, that's going to be a positive slope because we're sloping up from the left. If we look at this slope is sloping down from the left, right? So if you imagine a little roller coaster here, this guy would be traveling downwards. The two confusing ones are when y doesn't change. So if y is consistent or constant, we get a slope of 0. And the way I think about this slope is if I put a ball right here, right, the ball would not move. It would just sit there. Versus this slope over here, this is our last slope. This would be an undefined slope. Because again, if I put the ball right here, it would just kind of fall forever and ever and ever. And that really can't happen. So we got positive slope, we got negative slope, we have 0 slope, and we have undefined slope. Or if you think about it, you could write that too. A lot of people get confused between 0 slope and undefined slope. So if you can get that straight in your head, that might be really, really helpful moving forward. Let's look at a couple examples here. So we're going to look at this graph and we're going to see if we can find the slope of this thing. So when I look at this, I see, okay, it's sloping up. So this thing's probably going to be a positive slope. And I'm going to start here. You can start wherever you want, but I'm going to start right here. I'm going to go up, and I'm going to go over. Rise over run. So how many did I rise? I rose 2. How many did I run? I ran 2. I wonder if I wrote 2 over 2. Some of you are like, no, don't do that. Don't do that because it's not a simplified fraction. But let's see what happens here. It didn't like it. It didn't like it. For that same reason we talked about. 2 over 2 is the same as 1 over 1. Let's do a new problem. So now we look at this one, and this one looks to be like a negative slope because, again, if I start here and go down, I would be falling. So I need to start at a point. I'll start right here. You can kind of start wherever you want. And I'm going to go down, probably about here. If I go down here, I can go down to there if I wanted to, but I'm going to go down 2, and I'm going to go over. So I went down 2, 1, 2, and I went over 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is going to be negative 2 over 4. And now you're looking at it and you're saying, wait a minute, you need to simplify that. So 2 divided by 4 is the same as 1 divided by 2. 1 divided by 2. So if you think about it, I should have been able to go down 1. Hang on. I should have been able to go down 1 and over 2. Let's see if I can do that. Go down 1, start here. Oh, it won't let me. Never mind. Maybe I can refresh or something. Maybe not. Let's do one more here. All right, so again, think about, should this be a positive slope or a negative slope, right? So I'm going to start right here. Go down 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, over 5. Down 1, over 5. So a big mistake that people will make is that they're going to go over 5 down 1, right? They're going to run over rise. But make sure you rise over run. Let's see if I got it right. Boom, baby. Love it. Last thing that we're going to do, thanks for your patience here, is we're going to find the slope given 2 points, right? So you can do this a couple different ways. The way I do these is I find the change in y over change in x. So I say, what's the change in y over change in x? So to go from 2 to 6, notice I put a bracket above y and below x because slope is delta y over delta x. So to go from 2 to 6, I'm going up 4, so that's going to be a positive 4. And to go from 5 to negative 7, I'm going down 12, so that's going to be a negative 12. And my slope is going to be 4 over negative 12, which can be simplified to negative 1 over 3. And it doesn't matter if the top number is negative or if the bottom number is negative. They can't both be negative, though. Let's check this one out. So here I'm noticing the y's are staying consistent. So to go from negative 1 to negative 1, that's a change of 0. And to go from 3 to 5, that's a change of 2. So my delta y over delta x here, notice my notation. It's pretty important. Is 0 over 2. So think about it. Your y's are not changing. Your y's are staying consistent. So this is going to be a slope of 0. If you just leave it 0 over 2, it's going to be tough for us to give you credit because we don't know that you know that it's 0. Let's try this one. Change in y over change in x. To go from 4 to 8, that's a difference of positive 4. And to go from 2 to 2, that's a difference of 0. So now I can go change in y over change in x equals 4 over 0. And you can't have 0 in the denominator. You can't have 0 things and take 4 of them, right? So this is going to be a slope of undefined. This is going to be a line that's straight up and down. And notice here the x's are the same. So little side note, the equation of this line is actually going to be x equals 2. Little pro tip for you. Same thing over here, a little side note over here. These are easy. The equation for this one is going to be y equals negative 1. The other two are a little tougher to write the equations for, but those two are easy. Last one, I'm going from 7 to 12, and I'm going from 3 to 5. So going from 7 to 12, that's a difference of 5, positive 5. We're going up 5. And to go from 3 to 5, we're going up 2. So this is change in y over change in x equals 5 over 2. All right? Cool. That's slope. Peace out.